My ex, F23, wants to get back together if she can be with me, M31, almost anytime she wants, and I'm not sure if this is a red flag. My former so, F23, and I, M31, were in a relationship for about 11 months until we broke up 4 weeks ago. She suffers from anxiety, depression, and other physical issues that made our relationship one-sided and difficult for me. Over time, we developed a weird dynamic where she started to point out that I'm not supportive enough while I didn't feel acknowledged for the support I was trying to give. After the last incident, we had several, that had the usual pattern of me visiting and comforting her while she is in a sad, apathetic, or devastated state. I felt so helpless and overwhelmed that I didn't know what to do anymore and broke up with her. After that, she went to a friend's place in another state to get emotional support. She is staying at his place for over 4 weeks now. They are friends only and nothing more if this is important. Yesterday, she reached out to me and said that she would be willing to reconsider the relationship if I would be able to give her the emotional support she needs. She said that her mental health is in a better but still fragile state and that she needs a group of people, consisting of at least one person, that she can be with almost any time she wants. If I cannot meet this need, she will move to an apartment in that other city close to where her friend lives in order to have someone she can rely on. She points out that this friend feels comfortable with having her around all the time while I always seemed to feel hesitant when she reached out when she needed support and didn't feel well. It is true that I'm a person who needs time to recharge, especially after I was physically supporting her for a day or two when she was devastated or extremely sad. She also shared her thoughts that what seems natural to her might not be natural to me or is not aligned with how I feel about her. I'm not sure what to do now. I love her, but she makes me feel inadequate in the support I was giving over the course of our relationship by showing me that her friend is totally fine with her being there for weeks ongoing. But is her request to get back together under her proposal to see me almost anytime she wants toxic? Should I step away from that, or is it worth to give it another try? Too long didn't read. My ex, F23, proposed to get back together with me, M31, if she can meet me almost any time she wants when she feels bad. Is this a red flag? Edit. Thank all of you for all those helpful comments. Read every single one of them and will read them again and again whenever I feel bad about this whole situation. My course of action is clear now. I'm not going to give into it and will not get back together with her. I think I knew it all along, but getting input from you guys really helped me to see that it is neither good for her nor for me to continue this relationship. It sounds like you were drained by the situation and it wasn't good for you. It's also a lot to put on another person. It sounds to me like your girlfriend needs better mental health care from professionals and needs to learn to be okay by herself before she can be in a healthy relationship. Yesterday, she reached out to me and said that she would be willing to reconsider the relationship. Wait, stop. You broke up with her and she is willing to reconsider? How good of her. Your flags are on fire. It is 100% of the time a mistake to enter into a relationship where one or more persons relies on the other person to make them happy. 100% of the time. Do not date this woman. I'm gonna edit to elaborate. A happy and healthy relationship comes about when two people who are already capable of being emotionally stable using their own learned coping mechanisms come together and realize that it is mutually beneficial for them to form a partnership. The partnership's existence is not the reason for their happiness or self-fulfillment. It is just complementary to these things. If one partner depends on the other to feel satisfied, this is a huge issue and will always result in the emotionally unstable one blaming the other for their unhappiness. I also feel like near constant companionship helps me to manage my depression and anxiety, so I have dogs. You weren't happy before. She's offering you the same relationship you just had, but maybe worse. You're not a bad person because you two aren't right for each other. The thing is that when people want to get back together after breaking up, there should have been some personal growth or change. In this case, she's offering you more of the same, or maybe even worse, because she's basically saying the condition of getting back together is that you're on call 24/7 for her. You already know this is not sustainable for you, so there's really no point to accept this offer from her. Not to mention the irony of you are the one who did the breaking up, but she's the one offering to get back with you, and on her terms too. My 26F in-laws, 50s, said I embarrassed them by separating with my husband, 26M, and are cold to me now that we've reconciled. My husband and I got married 5 years ago. We didn't get married for the right reasons, and in hindsight, we were both too immature to get married when we did. His family hated me initially because they thought I wasn't good enough for him, but they were always too polite to say anything directly to my face. 6 months after we got married, I found out I was pregnant. My eels did a 180 after that and were very nice to me. Sadly, I had a miscarriage, but my mill especially was incredibly supportive, and she helped me get through it. My eels care a great deal about their image and they do a lot of damage control when someone in the family messes up. I don't think anyone in their family has ever been divorced. They usually just stay married for appearances and then have discreet arrangements on the side. At the end of 2018, my husband and I started fighting a lot. I had a serious case of imposter syndrome and I wanted a different life. We ended up separating with the intention of getting a divorce. When we told his family, they were horrified. They tried to get us to change our minds, but I was incredibly depressed at the time and just wanted out. We ended up reconciling in December after a year of separation. We weren't sure if it was temporary or not, so we didn't mention it to anyone until a month ago. His family were not happy. My mill said I had embarrassed her family and that she was hurt I wasn't willing to work on the marriage when things got hard if I was just going to run back anyway. His entire family are being incredibly cold towards me now. I would love some advice on how to fix things with them. TL, Road. My husband's family is very anti-divorce and think I embarrassed them by separating with him. They're now acting very cold towards me and I'm not sure how to fix things. You think you have an in-law problem, but you have a husband problem. He needs to stand up for you and tell his family that he wanted the separation at the time, too. If they want to decide it was embarrassing or whatever, they can't hold you solely responsible. This is something your husband needs to deal with. There is a chance that he can help. Don't hold your breath though, because judgy people don't chance too much. Good luck. How was your relationship with them when you separated? I have a cousin who is on and off again with his GF. It gives me headaches. Each time they break up, she will defriend us on Facebook and act like we don't exist. Then they are good again and then she acts like nothing has happened. We are people too with feelings and don't appreciate this yo-yoing from her. This last time they got together, I didn't even bother refriending her on social media. I invite my cousin and she can tag along to parties if she chooses to. We were willing to still be friendly with her, but she is very immature each time they break up. So I ask, how were you to his family when you broke up? You can't fix this. This is a them problem. Trying to guilt you by saying you embarrassed them with your private marital issues is just some controlling nonsense. Turn your attention on your husband and let them spin in the wind. They'll come around eventually or they won't. You can't control them, and if they're that shallow it doesn't seem worth it even if you could. If it were me, I'd be cold right back rather than let them see they've got under my skin. Too fucking bad for them. What's your husband doing about this? Since, you know, they're his parents and all. When she made the initial comments he told her to stop, but she wouldn't, so he hung up on her. We told them over Skype. He's since tried to speak to them a few times about their behavior, but they claim it's all in my head and that they're being nice to me. He's threatened North Carolina with them, but I asked him not to do that. My 24M GF 22F is way more into me than I'm into her. We have been dating for 3 months now, and I should mention I am her first serious boyfriend. After about the first month she told me she loves me, and when I didn't say it in return she cried, but I managed to calm her down and tell her that it's because of my own personal issues and what now, some true and some exaggerations. She is fun to hang around with and I do like her, but she acts in ways that annoy me, like she can't get her hands off me for times when all I want is to sit and watch TV. And her sex drive is way stronger than me, so it can get annoying when I just wanna chill and she jumps on me and kisses and whatnot. Now all of this sounds a bit funny, like what guy wouldn't want that, but I'm pretty indifferent in my personality, so those things can get a tad annoying to me, real fast. The thing is that we are now basically neighbors because we both started uni and are on the same campus. I don't want to offend her, but I want to make things go really slow and laid back, while she's in love with me and would want to hang out a lot together. What should I do? Too long didn't read. My girlfriend is way more excited about our relationship than I am. Break up with her. My ex-boyfriend was never as into me as I was into him, and this never changed since the beginning of our relationship. It only continued to get worse and worse, until it was so unbearably obvious that he didn't love me that I had to dump him. He wouldn't leave me be. He was comfortable in the relationship, he had someone who cared for him, gave him love, sex. But he didn't love me, and therefore didn't give me what I gave him. He destroyed my self-esteem, as this whole thing convinced me that I would never be enough for him, and that's why he could never love me as much as I loved him. 3 months is not a long time. Don't let this escalate anymore. It sounds like you don't really like her all that much. Spare her the pain and break up with her. Do her a favor and break up with her. Exactly. I've been this girl and strung along. If Op is this annoyed, he should end things amicably. She deserves someone who isn't indifferent to her. If you keep this going, you're going to give her a complex about being open-hearted and available. And you're young, but you have to know it's not good enough to tolerate your girlfriend. You should actually really want her. Break up with her. I can't understand why anyone would disagree. This isn't about boundaries. This is about you just thinking she's kinda sorta okay. She deserves someone who is excited about her. She deserves someone who is excited about her. Bingo. Nope, break up with her. Sound annoyed by her.